everyone, it's Shel from Paper Octio Studio, and today I'm sharing with you a art journal page, a mixed media art journal page that I made for the hashtag event, or the video hop, or the art crawl, or whatever they're calling it this week, for the Creative Arts Collaboration. Every month they have an event that goes on for 3 or 4 days, and this month, the hashtag event is International Art. So if you want to see lots of videos about that theme, international art, be sure to put that in your search bar above and search for everyone's videos. So for my art journal page, I decided to make a page about Russian nesting dolls because I always wanted those. You know what? I'm old and I still want them. I just think they're really cool, and I admit that I don't know much about the history, other than that they're from Russia and Poland and places like that. And usually there's like 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them inside each other, all going inside of each other, and they're painted on the outside with costumed ladies. Of course, you can get. I even saw, when I went on a search for designs, I even saw President Obama nesting dolls. I don't know. Um, Pretty much all the ones that I have seen all have the same design on each person, pretty much starting from the bigger one all the way down to the smaller one. But I'm going to make mine all different. And there are sets that I've seen that have all different people in them. So um, I am doing that for composition because, just having a line of all red dressed people going from larger to smaller just doesn't seem like a very pleasing page to me. Plus, I get bored easy and I like variety. So, to start out my page, this is the smaller Dilutions journal, which I probably still have about 15 or 20 pages in it. And I decided to just make a simple background by finger painting with some Decoart paints mixed with white. I've got a green and a blue, and then I'm just mixing it with the titanium white with my finger on the page. I did gesso the page just to make sure it was all sealed and everything was in good shape before I started, but I didn't figure you needed to watch that at all. There are actually quite a bit cut out of this video because I needed it to be like 20 minutes, and the project took me almost 3 hours. So there's a lot of doodling and things involved. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to paper piece the main parts of the dolls. So I've drawn them onto a piece of deli paper with my mechanical pencil with 2B lead. That's a soft graphite. And I really went into too much detail as I was drawing because I was having a good time. I think it was fun to draw them, and so I put way more detail than I needed. I really just needed a few lines so that I would know where to cut out my pieces, but I was having fun, and so I ended up basically drawing the entire design. Or, it didn't turn out exactly the same because I was just trying out different things, but I had fun drawing it, but I cut that out so that you didn't have to watch me do all that detailing. Then I cut apart the pieces because I know that they're going to be different colors. And then I'm getting out some papers, excuse me, from my color boxes. These are like little plastic boxes that mini cinnamon rolls come in, and my mom saves them for me because she loves those cinnamon rolls. And I sort all my scraps of different things like jelly prints and overspray of spray. That's what that one is. I can tell on the back. The insides of envelopes. That's what the blue one is. Just whatever type of scraps that I have, I sort them into these boxes by color. So then when I'm ready to do paper painting or paper piecing or collage, I always have something ready. So I take my cut out pieces of the deli paper and glue them face down onto my paper pieces. Why do I do this? Because it is so much easier to cut out something that is stuck. Like, I could paper clip it and then try to cut it out, but it's much more accurate if I just put the pattern right on it. And since this is deli paper, nobody knows that it's under there. It's just going to be hidden in between the sandwiches of the paper and the journal. So this method works out great. I've been doing it now for a long time, and it's what I like to do. So then, once I have them dry enough, I start to cut out the pieces, and I have to. I don't. I don't feel comfortable making them exactly like I'm not going to spend so much time cutting so that each piece fits together like a puzzle. What I do is I think about the ones that are on the outside and I cut those, but then the ones that are going to be connecting with each other, I make one or the other a little bit larger for an overlap, and then I just tuck it under. So like in the case of this one, the envelope piece has the scallop cut out of it, but the other piece has just basically got a jagged edge, and I can just glue the scallop over the top, and then you get the effect of what I was going for. So this one I wasn't too good about. I did make a little bit of mistake on that. I wasn't too good about where I put the pattern on the back of the envelope, and I have a little white spot there, but I'm going to fix that. So it's no big deal. I'm just going to overlay some paper, and you'll never even know. Never even know it's there. So that's all I want to say about it, is that you basically these dolls are two colors, a color at the top, a different color in the middle, and then in the same color again at the bottom. So that's how I did all of them. After looking at them, I searched them on the internet and looked at images, so I didn't completely wing it. Just kinda. So now I'm going to use my Liquitex matte gel to glue these down on my pages. So that makes it pretty easy. This is a great glue for collage. I use it for all my collaging. And I'm just applying it with a brush this time instead of doing anything with my palette knife, which is what I usually do. But these are small pieces, so I didn't really need to worry too much about applying it with the palette knife. So the paper that is on the red has something on it that's not water soluble, I realized. So I got a little bit of a red smear that I had to wipe off with the baby wipe, but it was really no big deal. So this is where I'm just overlapping that pattern and then putting just a teeny tiny piece there to fix where that white is showing on the where I didn't do a good job of aligning my pattern on the back. So that all worked. Then I have this piece of skin tone, and I'm just cutting out circles to make the faces. They're literally round. They're not oval. They're like little chubby cheeked round faces. So those are just circles going over the top of all the little people. And that's working out perfectly fine. Some of them I did actually draw with circle makers that are on my desk, but the other ones I just cut out freehand because I didn't have anything small enough anyway, so it was fine. Like that one I just cut out freehand. So once I have all my little dolls, then I am adding a few other little paper piecing things, like some arms on a couple different ones, and part of a dress on another one. And then after that, all my paper piecing will be done, and we'll move on to the next stage. This one I'm making her hand up by her face, like cupping her face, like she's being kind of cutesy. And then her other arm will be down. And then on the other one, the two arms are meeting at the hands. So, and I'm freehanding these. I'm like laying them over and then drawing myself a little line and then cutting and then redoing it that way. So didn't make any patterns for them. I kind of wish that the little doll in front of the biggest doll was not also blue. I wished it would have. I somehow confused myself when I was making my paper piecing, and I ended up putting blue on top of blue, but it all works out fine. So then I did find this little quote. Thought it was a great quote, so I decided to use that on my page. My love is like one of those wooden Russian nesting dolls. I know because your heart fits perfectly inside of mine. Isn't that sweet? That's sweet. I don't know who this Jared guy is who said that, but he's obviously a sweet, sweet man. Such a nice thing to say. Okay, so once everything is paper pieced and glued down and I've left it to dry for a little while so I don't ruin my pins, then I'm starting in with a black pin. This is the small size bullet tip from my Faber-Castell pit pin set, which I used for illustration, and this is a India ink. Dries permanent. It's great for anything that you're going to color over the top of. Doesn't run. I really like these pins. I use them a lot. And of course, I will leave links, the link thing. I'll do that down below in the description box where it says see more. You can go down there and you can find the link to these pins and the Posca pins and the journal and whatever else. Not color boxes though. I cannot give you a link to my color boxes because I made those myself with my mom's help, since she's the one who eats the cinnamon rolls. I don't like cinnamon rolls. I like cinnamon, but not cinnamon rolls. For some reason, they're too sweet. So then my next step is to get out all my different Posca pins. I have that set of fine Posca pins right there, and then I have a set of 10 colors, I think, of the medium tip Posca pins that I had before the fine ones. And then I'm also going to use a gold metallic. I bought the gold and the silver metallic. I have another set of metallics that are all metallic, but there wasn't a gold and silver in it, so then I got the gold and silver separately. And my friend Peg got me the set of metallics. It has purple and pink and blue and green and all kinds of pretty metallics in it. So I am in Posca heaven, I must say. I don't think that there's a Posca pin that I don't have, except for the really wide ones. I don't have the really wide ones. But that's okay. I only needed those the other day when I was doing something else. So then I was like, man, I wished I had those wide ones. But I'm not going to get them. So I'm basically alternating back and forth between my black fine pin and then my Posca pins in different colors. And I'm starting to really add the details, the colors of the eyes and the scallop designs on the dresses, things like that. And this is going to take a while. This is what took the majority of the time, was to just make all these little details that make them look like the Russian dolls. A lot of designs and, iconic designs. I think this is a folk art, so the folk art people have certain designs they do and they continue to repeat them. This is where I add in the gold. There's seems to be quite a bit of gold accents on some of the dolls, so I didn't really see any silver ones, but I did see gold, so I used my gold Posca pin. A lot of them have flowers painted on the apron, so I did a little bit of that as well. A lot of scallop type designs and things like that. Tulips, quite a bit of what I would consider a tulip on different ones. I don't know why the camera was bouncing so much right then. I must have been kicking the table or something. And then this blue design on white, not sure what it's called, but I saw that quite a bit. And it almost kind of reminds me of China, like Wedgwood type China. So anyway, this is how I did it. And of course, be sure to go put hashtag international art in the search box and find all the other videos. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment so that I know you were here, subscribe if you haven't already, share it with your friends. If you know someone who likes Russian nesting dolls, then give them a share so they can see it. If you think they might like it, I don't know if they'd like it or not. What do I know? I don't know anything about it. This one I used a lot of gold. I think gold and red are really nice together, so like a deep red like that. Kind of reminded me of Christmas. And also the green one, because I used red accents, bright red accents over the green. I'm like, Christmas. So this portion of the video is sped up to 8 times fast. So if you are having trouble and you want to see it, see more detail and it's just going too fast for you, you can always use the YouTube gear shape thingy. You can click on that and slow it down so that it's more your speed if that makes you more comfortable or you want to really see the detail, because 8 times fast is pretty fast. If I could really doodle that fast, man, I'd be in business. Maybe someday I'll go to Russia and I'll get myself some nice nesting dolls. Probably not. Especially in today's climate and in Russia. I don't think they're very, I don't think they like us very much here in the United States. I don't think they like our political candidates or something. I don't know. But probably won't go there anytime soon. So these Posca pins, they worked great for all this detailing. They are an acrylic paint in a pin, and I feel like I have a lot of control when I'm using them, so I like them a lot. The next thing I did was to make my quote block stand out a little bit more by drawing a border around it and then putting some scallops around the edges, because it just seemed to fit in with the theme, and the design of the little dolls had so much scalloping that I thought it would be a good idea to put a scallop border on my quote block. And then I still thought it needed something, and I looked at it for a while, looked at it some more, took off the clips, took out the protection paper, and then I decided it needed a border around the whole page. So I just used my black Posca pen to just make like a little squiggly line border. Or maybe it was the blue. It might have been the blue. It was blue or black. Not sure. Anyway, that's what I did. And then I put some little white dots, and that finished up the page, and I was happy with it. Then I did stamp the date on it, and I called it good. So that's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.